this morning I crawled out of my bed. My back was really aching. My eyes were cherry red. It's just the morning after. I don't remember who was here. I'll eat a slice of that cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. I got that not so fresh feeling from my head down to my toes. I think I had a good time. Heaven only knows. It's just the morning after. Lord, it's funky up in here. Help me now, yeah. I'll eat a slice of cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. Yeah, you got it now.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you got it now. Hey, welcome to the morning after. It's me, JP. Over there, it's Big Joe. What's going on, Big Joe?
Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, same old, same old. It's a Friday morning. We're doing it again. No guests today. It's just me and Joe. Want to thank everybody for joining in. Welcome to the show. Thank you for following us while you're here. Give us a like, give us a follow. Really don't like saying all that stuff, but decided we get it all done with at the start of the episode. So there it is. Yeah, thanks for following us. Those who do, you brought us to affiliate status. Means a lot to me. Means a lot to Joe. Probably more to me. Joe doesn't care so much.
That's messed up. Telling people how I feel, whether it's true or not.
That's not true. That's not true. You care so much. You
I do
care
actually.
deeply. Yeah, you text me late at night. You'll be like, it'll be 2 a.m, and you'll say, "Is there a way to get our follower count up?" And I'll say,
Yes.
"Joe, yes, there is. I
And
don't know
then
what it is. But there's got to be a way."
Well, I had a few suggestions. I said that you should start off by not wearing your shirt while we broadcast.
Yes, but it's very cold here today. So what we're trying to do, if we can get enough viewership, get enough subscriptions, we can start getting some checks sent to us by the Twitch Corporation. Maybe I can afford a heater because it's very, very cold in here. The minute I take this shirt off, I'm going to turn blue from the weather. Hard nipples, everything that happens when it's cold. You look warm. You've got a tank top on.
Yeah, it's it's okay outside, and I don't know. I'm a big fat boy, so I got a lot to keep me warm.
Okay, so your blubber, so to speak, is keeping you warm.
Yeah, the beard.
The beard. I didn't think about that. Do you think if you got since the beard is so thick, do you think now this is probably not? I probably already know the answer to this, but do you think if you got punched in the jaw really hard, it would hurt less, or you would feel less effects because of your beard cushion?
I wouldn't feel anything. It'd just be like, and it'd bounce right off, and they'd probably punch themselves back in the face on accident.
Oh, it's like a rubber kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they look at their hand and it's all fucked up. They're like, oh my god, what is in that
like
beard?
It's destroyed. They're gone.
Yeah. Well, it is nice and does look nice and warm at the very least. I actually, let's talk about beards while we're on it. I trimmed my kind of thing. It was getting really puby. Puby is the word. Gets long, and it no longer looks tight. It starts to when it gets long, it starts to all the hairs start to do their own thing. They no longer bunch together like a beard should. You know, when like yours, it doesn't look like a bunch of single hairs. It looks like a beard. My beard looks like a bunch of single hairs that all got together and decided to meet on my face.
It's just like a big old party on your face, and
it's a big party. Yeah, and there's no discernible. They haven't organized where they're gonna grow or hang out. There's like some over here, some down here, mostly on my neck.
It's not a good time to have a beard right now, I'd say, with the mask. Constantly wearing it because I was checking out. I'm not a big product guy. I like just this. I don't know. That's just not my. I'm not a millennial. Well, I think I do fall in the millennial, but I'm no hipster, so I'm not like that with my beard. I have a beard because I have a double chin, and it hides it. You can't tell. So
I too. I hate the way my face looks without facial hair. Like it doesn't look
yeah,
too hot with facial hair, but if you took it off, I'm real mousy and just like I don't like my chin.
yeah.
As you say, I don't know if you don't like your chin, but you say you have a double chin. I don't have a double chin. I just have a weak sort of structured face, so I need a little facial hair to help me give it some gravitas. I'll say.
I don't know. I think it looks good. I've done the
Thank you.
mustache before. I kind of
Mhm.
miss the mustache.
I have no choice because I can't connect it. There's nothing that grows here. So this is it for me. It's
What about
mustache.
permanent marker?
Ooh, I have one. I have one.
You know how like some
Somewhere.
of the ladies will fill in their eyebrows?
Yes, yes.
Why
Is
can't
there a
we?
realistic? But is there a way to make it look like actual hair?
I don't know. Let's start a Kickstarter and let's really get this going on.
Kickstarter. Wow. Do they still do Kickstarter, or did it completely move over to GoFundMe? Did GoFundMe completely fuck up Kickstarter shit, or what?
They probably did. It's just like the MySpace. MySpace
I like
is
how.
going good. Go ahead.
Well, MySpace was going good, and then nothing happened. Well, what happened with MySpace? It was good. It didn't have to go away.
No, they fucked up. They tried to capitalize on everybody discovering music there, and then they changed the
Yeah.
format. And then Timberlake bought it, and then I'm sure there's still people in other countries that use it. Just maybe 13-year-old boys and girls here, and people outside of this country.
Have you visited MySpace lately?
Not in about 8 years.
It's not even like recognizable. Like it's totally. It's like everything is basically gone. Like all your old stuff, all your pictures and your bulletins. Remember bulletins?
Oh, dude, that was the best
bulletins
way
is
to
how
do
you
it.
get your news out.
No, exactly. Well, now we're just force-fed to read everybody's news no matter what.
Yeah, I like the option. I'll click on it if I want to read about you. Okay.
Exactly. I went to your page to see what's going on. Okay, this and that. Okay. Oh, look, this person has all that. I don't want to know what your relationship status is. I don't want to know what your political views are. I don't want to know that you're mad that Taco Bell changed the menu.
That's getting a lot of attention. Like,
dude, Taco Bell sucks.
Everyone's
now.
talking about that.
Taco Bell sucks. Sorry, Taco Bell.
So have you been there since the big exodus of menu items?
I have, and I mean, I understand. I mean, they're trying to really, I don't know. They're saying it's because of COVID. Hey, we're trying to make everything safe. Nice and simple, and we're taking off certain items. But it was also a good excuse. Like, oh yeah, this pandemic happened, so we removed half of our menu.
Are they saying that the Mexican pizza is sort of like a super spreader?
That and the potatoes.
Yeah. The cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Yeah, and just potato. I mean, I used to get the potato burrito and all that fun stuff.
Uh-huh.
Dude, it was good. No, I think they're trying to maybe look at. They just had too many options, unfortunately. And I could tell over the time they were trying to cut back a little bit. But what they're going for is the In-N-Out model.
Just a really streamlined menu, simple.
Just there's 4 items, like it's all the same thing. You can customize these 4 things, but dude, just like we're just gonna make it and get it out to you hella fast. Just it saves you money, and then on production, it's just gonna be fast. There's less things to mess up on. You see people talk about that on those shows where they come in and fix your restaurant and it's all dirty and stuff, and they come in and embarrass you on national TV. And they go like, you got too many things, you got too much portion, like cut the portion down, cut the menu in half, make it all good stuff, and boom.
Yeah, you get yelled at by a British man for 45 minutes, and then at the very end, he's like, "Hey, I've actually got some good ideas for your restaurant. Let's talk about it."
So there was a restaurant.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, some menus are too big. Yeah.
I mean, you get rid of half your menu, and you use that money of the of your items sitting on the shelf are just getting frostbitten, you know, and actually buy some good stuff. And I don't know, the In-N-Out model.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Well,
was a restaurant in Benicia that won that show, and it totally destroyed them.
really?
They were actually on the Restaurant Impossible. They were called Papa's Restaurant.
Which one is Restaurant Impossible? The one with not Gordon Ramsay, but it's the other
buff
guy.
dude, the bigger
Yeah.
guy.
Well, they should have had Ramsay, man. That guy doesn't let shit fail.
Right?
I don't know. I just like him better than the other guy.
He was fun. I watched the first couple of Hell's Kitchens. My son was
No,
really
no.
into-
Hell's Kitchen's too much. He's too mean on that show. You know, because it's on Fox. So you know the executives are like, we need you to be Gordon Ramsay, like turned up to 1,000. So he does that. He's just straight yell. He just like abuses people for no reason. And plus, on that show, they most definitely get bad chefs on purpose. Most definitely.
That sounds like a fun job to me.
Being a bad chef or yelling at people?
Yelling at bad chefs.
Yeah. That does sound like a good job. But what restaurant was that in Benicia?
It was called Papa's Restaurant. It was right next to the freeway on 2nd Street, and it used to be on another location. It was a long-standing establishment. At one point, the owner's family lived across the street from my childhood home, so like we got to know the guy through my restaurant. I'd always Papa, if he ran out of something, he'd always call me down at Pizza Pirate, and I would go send my driver and go, you know, if he needed Pepsi or if he needed cups or silverware or napkins, you know, like, which he did forget a lot. Sorry, Papa, but it was a Greek restaurant, and they went in there and they did the whole shebang. You know, made everyone look like shit, you know, and then what it was is their deal is that they're going to change your menu and you have to keep it for a year, or they won't fund your remodel. So they'll remodel it, but you have to pay for it. So like that's the deal. So they no one liked it afterwards. Like after, you know, it was pretty good food. Not a lot of people liked it. I'm trying to be nice.
Okay, so they were struggling. The Robert Irvine, thank you with folklore. It's Robert Irvine. So they're having troubles. Robert Irvine comes in, says they need to change their menu. Now they don't talk about this on the show, but you're saying that they need to keep the menu that Robert Irvine provided for at least a year, or they're not going to get any of the shit that they've been promised.
I'm
new
pretty
kitchen.
sure that's from my understanding. That's a
They need
to
we need to expose that, because that's some fucked up shit right there. That's fucked up, Robert Irvine.
It could have been even longer. So what happened was no one liked the menu, and they just got ran into the ground. And the only thing that they really talked about the menu was it was like the most. They were on a countdown for like the worst possible episode of, you know, the worst fucked up restaurant, and you know, the poor Papa's. Like everyone loved Papa's in town. Everyone loved Papa. Papa was a dope dude. It was a family place.
Okay, so you're saying that I'm totally okay. So you're saying that people in Benicia liked this restaurant the way it was,
but it was struggling.
Okay, but that was it though. They just had money problems. They weren't like, the food wasn't garbage, was it?
I think they were struggling in that sense too. It was
okay.
It wasn't that, you know what, honestly, I went there for breakfast. It was good for breakfast. Actually, they used to have a buffet, and we'd all meet up, and even Fog of War before, you know, when we were younger and we'd spend all day out in the studio, we'd go have a big old fat epic breakfast with my family, and then go off and band practice all day, and we did that at Papa's.
Wow. And now, thanks to Robert Irvine, he got locked into this year-long menu that nobody was liking,
and they couldn't
and
change
now
it.
they're out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they get on.
That's fucking malpractice.
Hey, that's right.
That's fucking malpractice. Like this guy, Robert Irvine, comes in and makes big claims about how he's going to change everything. Literally changes everything. The place goes out of business, and that's that. That's it.
Yeah, I mean they were well for I don't know, the buzz of the restaurant only lasts, or from the TV show only lasted so long. So I mean that's part of it too. They go in there and they fix it. You're on the TV show. My kids were absolutely in love with the restaurant after they saw the TV show, but they've been going there their whole lives. Up until I don't know, it was about 5 or 6 years ago that was on.
I'm fucking furious. I'm so mad. I can't believe that. Dude, he should be held responsible. That's crazy.
Well, he tried. He put the money in. I'm sure
they must have some. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, they must have like a rock solid contract. Oh,
exactly. Like that base is definitely covered.
That's
who is definitely on first.
Oh, my heart is breaking. That sucks. I've never even been there.
And and being from a small town like Benicia, this hidden little gem that we always talk about, and all the fun little things that are coming from there that people don't know where it is. We were so excited for that to go on. Like I'd drive home from work, and you see like they had a small little parking lot, and it was a big old production in their parking lot, and film crews, and it was like, whoa, like this TV show is here. Like this is fucking crazy. I never even watched the show before then. So
did you get a look at the buff guy?
What's that?
Did you get a look at the buff guy?
Nah, he looks smaller in real life. I think The Rock is bigger than him.
That's right. You've met The Rock. Yeah.
The Rock.
Can we pull up that picture? Dominique, please. Pull up the picture of
I actually just found it the other
Big
day.
Joe with The Rock, please. What was that?
I actually just found the actual Polaroid the other day too.
Oh, do you have it handy? I can find it. I can get the picture.
Well, I mean, you want to race?
That could be good. Television.
I'm going as fast as I can. You ready? I've never gone this fast before. This is a little too fast. You need to slow down. Okay, stop. Oh my God.
Who's winning? Did you get it there?
All right, you ready? Well,
oh, you have it already. Damn it.
Signed by The Rock.
That is now. Hold on. I can get a better close up of it. Hold on.
The one that's in my hand.
But look, this is a much better view for those at home.
All right. Yeah,
look
The
at
Rock.
you.
That was middle school, baby. Aliens were cool.
That's a sick ass alien shirt.
Like the many moods of an alien, and it's all the same. It's all the same alien face.
Look at the run. This is classic Dwayne Rocky Johnson. Rocky Maivia. No, he was fully The Rock. He was The Rock at the time. Yeah. Look at that, man. You a lucky man. He didn't
talk to me.
Okay, let's have a look at some of our wonderful comments here. So far, we've been called no chins by my fiance with folklore. Sup, my no chins. Youch.
My no chins.
Sometimes your words, they hurt. Yes, Shazbot, what up? R.I.P. Beefy Nacho Loaded Griller. See, the funny thing about Taco Bell menu items is that in order to order them, you have to say those words out loud, and it can be ridiculously embarrassing, like saying R.I.P. or saying Beefy. I'll have the Beefy Nacho Loaded Griller and a order of cheesy Fiesta potatoes, please. There's no way to order that stuff without sounding ridiculous.
R.I.P. Taco Bell.
R.I.P. Taco Bell. Apparently it's gone by the wayside. I only had Taco Bell once in my life, thanks to JP. You're welcome. And it was a shit show, literally. Woof. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I played it up. I don't think I played it up like it was an amazing restaurant or anything. But I was definitely like, Taco Bell's good. Let's have some Taco Bell. She didn't. Yeah. Yeah, Coach Loris has spent her whole life eating actual Mexican food.
Right.
So there. We have some stats, which is what Coach Loris is really, really good for. According to Reality TV Revisited, through 6 seasons and 69 restaurants visited, 52 have closed. That's a failure rate of 75%, but 17 are still open, which is a success rate of 24. Uh, yeah, that is definitely a glass 3/4 empty situation. Wow. 52 have closed, Joe, out of 69.
That's pretty tough, man. That's there's a reason why that TV show is still not airing.
At some point, if you're Robert Irvine, do you stop and tell yourself, I'm doing more harm than good?
I don't know. Didn't he have? I don't think he cares, man, because
No.
it's doing good for him.
Exactly. I don't know what channel it airs on, but I'm sure he's getting breaded up from them.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu. You know, so you get the money for all the rewatches and all that fun stuff. I'm not quite sure how streaming works for the actors and their credits and different things like that.
Yeah, I think it's all
check.
Original. Yeah, I think it's all about that original contract you sign. Yeah, who knows? Well, much love to those 17 restaurants that are still open. That is, you guys are in a minority. I wish you the best. Stay away from Robert Irvine. He's a bad man. He does bad things to restaurants, people. Stay away from him, and his muscles will draw you in. That is yes, right.
You think he's gonna hold you tight and all strong and stuff, but he's really just laughing behind your back, counting his money.
Exactly. He'll make you feel warm, as you've said, with that hug, you know. And then once he gets his chin past your shoulder and you can't see his face anymore, he's snickering.
He gets you to fire like your family members, like just because they're not good employees, you know. Like, but that's Bobby. He's got problems. Like, no one else will hire him. I told his mom I'd help him out. He actually is a dishwasher.
God, he's cold. He's cold and evil.
He's like, your shit, get out. You either fire him or I'm packing up production. We're out of here. Sorry, Bobby. See you at Christmas.
Yeah. I haven't seen many Restaurant Impossibles to be fair. I've seen a lot of Kitchen Nightmares, which is the same show. You know, it's the same show. He stole the show. He stole Kitchen Nightmares. It's the same show.
And then they have the Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue is hilarious. I always joke about this. I can summarize every single episode of Bar Rescue for you right here. Okay, I'm the guy. What's his name? The big no neck guy.
Is that Bob Saget?
Yes, it's Bob Saget. That's right. So Bob Saget on a Bar Rescue. Every single episode, he looks at one of the guys that works there and goes, "This bar is hemorrhaging money, and the source is one man." And then the camera cuts to the biggest dummy that works there, and he's like drinking on the job. He's drinking and he's being rude to customers. Every single episode is exactly the same. This bar is hemorrhaging money, and it is all coming from one man. And then the camera cuts and the weird music plays, and then you get the guy drinking on the job. It's every single episode.
That's why you don't drink on the job, man. Or at least go in the bathroom and drink.
But it looks hella fake too. Sometimes I'm like, there's no way he would. No, there's no way he would drink, take shots, in public view like that.
Hey, I've been to bars where their bartenders drank.
You've seen some stuff.
I've seen it. I don't know if I really remember it well, but I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen some stuff.
How come bars don't carry like mints or gum or stuff for your breath?
I don't know. Do people really do that anymore?
Back in our day, you took me to a bar in Benicia. I think it was called Rookies or
Yep, that was it.
Yeah. And we were drinking, and I was like, I'm not sure how my breath is right now. I've been drinking all sorts of stuff. Do you guys have gum back there? And I asked the bartender, do you guys have any gum or mints or anything like that? He looked at me like I was fucking insane. Like, why would we have that? This is a bar. And I'm like, I think if these places wise, because people are talking to girls are talking to guys, you might be concerned about your breath. Maybe just have, for sale, you could sell them behind the counter. You could mark them up, charge a whole $1 for a 5-pack of gum. Is this not crazy?
I don't know. I think I'd rather spend my money on another shot.
On another shot. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
So if
I
you
am
got a
crazy.
shot, if you had a shot of gum, I might be interested.
Like a gum shot, a gum
Yeah.
flavor. Just some minty alcohol, something like that. Because you shouldn't be driving. That's probably why they don't give mints. That is that is their
Like, oh,
fucking
dude,
I
I'm
didn't think
perfect
about
time
that.
now. If I
Yeah,
get pulled
yeah.
over, the cops not gonna
Shazbot,
smell
Shazbot. I was not driving that night, but you're probably spot on because they don't want to encourage any driving home. So they're like, if they're probably thinking if some guy gets a mint from us, he's probably got all the confidence he's fine. He can drive home now. If he gets pulled over, they're not going to smell any alcohol on his breath. Yeah, who knows, right?
I think
Yeah.
that's pretty fair.
In Mexico, we have menteros in bars, which are people selling mints and gum right there. See, they know what's up.
And do
They
they
know what's
drive
up.
home afterwards?
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Driving around in Mexico City is insane. Like I don't know what it's like driving in New York City, but I imagine
But
Mexico City is like 10 times worse.
there's a reason why it's insane because everyone's hammered, bro.
Everyone went to the bar, had they mints, and now they're out on the road.
The Tequila and mints, man. That's breakfast of champions.
Yeah, yeah. Oof. Doesn't sound good. Don't sound like a good uh
I've had better
breakfast.
bad ideas.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Joe, it is 10:27 in the morning. You know what that means? It's time for another round, another episode, another go of Is That Really News? Now, a couple weeks ago, we touched on Is That Really News? We look at various news stories around the internet. It's not really around the internet. They all come from one place, blabbermouth.net, which I have deemed the worst news website in the world. So we looked at a few news stories a couple weeks ago. I had so much fun. I'd like to do it again. So here we are. Is that really news? And Joe, we have a little video. Is that
Really, really,
news? All right. Is that really news? It's time to play. Is that really news? Is that really news? Okay. Well, let's pick a good one because I've got plenty to choose from. Let's start with this headline. We've got all right, here we go. Puddle of Mud's Wes Scantlin names his favorite grunge band. Now, of course, Puddle of Mud, famous early 2000s, late 90s, I don't know what you'd call them. Grunge? They're not grunge. Rock band, I guess. This whole article, Puddle of Mud's Wes Scantlin names his favorite grunge band. Now, you tell me, Joe, is that really news?
Well, since there's only like 3 grunge bands, I don't know. That doesn't sound very newsworthy to me.
Yeah, you've brought up a good point there. I will be more specific. Puddle of Mud frontman Wes Scantlin was asked to name his favorite band of the so-called Flannel Five. Well, I've never heard of the Flannel Five, but of course the Flannel Five is Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam. I was not aware of this Flannel Five. I think they're trying to do like a Rat Pack kind of thing.
Or the Big Four.
Just so nobody is at the edge of their seat, he chose Soundgarden. While we're talking about, and by the way, no, this is not news. We got a no from With Folklore. Joe, what do you think? Do you think this is news? You said
it's
no.
Definitely not news.
This is not news. They wrote a whole article about this. Well, it's not
pretty
too
short
long.
article.
It's a pretty short article. Look at that. Wow. I will agree with him though. I'm going to say Soundgarden's probably my favorite out of those 5. What about you?
You know what? To be completely honest, even listening to Soundgarden a lot more the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some songs that are not hitting. And there's all the bands are like that with me. There's some really good hits out of all of them. That came out of that Seattle area, and I'd rather just make a mixtape of the top ones. And I probably listen to it anyways because you hear it on the radio all the time. You know, you burnt
That's
out
true.
on all those songs.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I don't know. I'd have to say Alice in Chains.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Alice in Chains was cool. I don't know if are they grunge? I mean, they're like hard rock, you know?
They were it's the same time, and they were from Seattle, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So they were pretty Black Sabbath-y. What about Pearl Jam? Was Pearl Jam?
Yeah, they're in there.
List?
Yeah, they're in there.
I never liked Pearl Jam, and then I went back and recently listened to them, and I do enjoy going back and listening to music in the late '90s, early 2000s. It makes me feel young, sitting on my bed listening to the radio, and hearing all those songs that you hate. You know, waiting for the cool one to come on, and man, I like all those. You know, so
yeah.
But I've been listening to Jeremy a lot. Not Jeremy.
Oh, not you mean not the guitar player, DJ, morning after alumni Jeremy Power?
No,
but
no, the song by Pearl Jam, and it's not Jeremy. It's
Jeremy.
No, I know they have a song. It's not the song I was talking about. There are other big ones.
Oh, what, Even Flow?
Not Even Flow. No, it's the other one.
Ah, man.
Well, it starts off with the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
No, I will say.
I don't know the name of it, but I know the song. That's so
It's
funny.
like Alive or Not Dead or something. And she's
oh, yeah. Oh, I'm still alive. Yeah, we're both singing it. Oh my God.
Listening back to their stuff, their bass player was really good. They got a fretless bass player, and that guy had some style.
Yes, Jeff Ament. Jeff Ament is a great bass player. He's also a skateboarder. I know him mostly because of because he's the bass player of Pearl Jam, but he's also contributed a lot to skateboarding in the Washington, Seattle area. So props to Jeff Ament. That dude rules. So, okay. Well, let's move on. What do you say? We've got,
was that news?
Was that news? I'm going to say no. Okay. We move on from Puddle of Mud to Puddle of Mud. Puddle of Mud's Wes Scantlin. God is real. That is the headline.
I'm really concerned that they used.
This could be controversial.
Well, maybe that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I could get real sarcastic here and be like, oh, that is news to me. But hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let the people decide if this is news or not. Now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, no, this is not a suitable story to write an entire article around. And it is a short article.
It looked a little longer than the other one, though.
Yeah, apparently he has more to say about God than he does about the Flannel 5. I would never curse God, he explained. That's fair. You don't want to do that because he's pretty awesome, so I never did that. Okay, I like that. It's not news. It's a nice little story, but in my eyes, it's not news. What do you think, Joe?
I don't think that's news.
No.
An opinion? No. More opinions?
Yes, it's almost like an editorial.
And the same picture?
Lazy.
I mean, this all could have been the one article. You know, he's like, you know what, I'm just going to sneak this one in here and get my pay in for the day and go take a nap.
It could have been a more, a better encompassing article about Wes Scantlin, you think?
You know, I mean, didn't he get drunk and now isn't he sober? He got drunk and did he get sued by the fans at one point?
I think he has definitely had some serious problems, personal problems. Yeah, and I think he was caught lip syncing more than once. I don't even think he actually sings at his shows. I think They just play a track
I don't know.
because there's a bunch of evidence.
I've seen a pretty bad video of them trying to sing Nirvana songs.
I may have that.
With the head to hand, I do make you fit this shoe.
Okay. See, I knew there would be a good day to bust that out. I've had that video ready to go for weeks, and I knew there would be a good time to play it.
Oh, that
good.
was, I love that one so much.
Yeah. I mean, he really went for it. You got to give him credit for that. He went for it. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't say Nirvana was his favorite of the Flannel Five, considering he did such an amazing rendition of About a Girl.
It probably is his favorite band, but he never wants to be ever caught saying that word ever again because of that performance. Because you know what, people are going to easily more segue to that video. I mean, I love that one too. That's I thought we were going to skip to that in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, that is news, baby.
That's news. This is the news.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to our next story. This is a good one. Let's check it out here. AC/DC's Brian Johnson can't believe he is 73 years old. Quote, "It's just crazy." He can't believe he is 73 years old. It's just crazy. Now, my first instinct is no, this is not news. It may be news to people who didn't know how old he was. Maybe they thought he was younger. You think that there's an angle there to make it news, Joe?
Man, AC/DC is so cool, but I only care about the guitar player at this point. Like, damn, that guy's hella old. He's still rocking.
Yeah. Well, isn't it just as crazy that Brian Johnson is able to sing at 73 the way he does?
I haven't heard how he sings. I mean, his ears are obviously failing him.
Good point.
You know, but have you listened to the new album?
I haven't. Is it out yet?
It is, and I'm not quite sure. I mean, is it really? I don't know, man.
We're gonna have to have Jordan Silvera from episode 1 come in and talk about the new AC/DC album, because
was he in the Phantom Menace?
What?
You said episode 1.
Oh my God, Joe!
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you. Go ahead.
You should have, dude. My mind was just running at 400 miles an hour trying to figure out what reference, and I could do nothing but go, huh?
I cut you off. I apologize.
My mind was racing. Like, what is he talking about? I should know this, and I should have known that. But no, Jordan from Stray Rebel Bullet, he is like the ultimate AC/DC fan. When I met him, in elementary school, he was an AC/DC super fan. So we're talking for like the last, over 25 years. Like, Jordan has been like the AC/DC guy. He finds them to be so sacred. He doesn't even he doesn't learn the riffs on guitar. I always thought this was crazy because me and him would jam to music a lot. We would throw a CD on and jam with it. But AC/DC is so sacred to him. He doesn't want to learn the riffs, and he doesn't want to spoil the magic, so to speak. And I always thought that was so cool. But anyway, we got to have Jordan on here and talk about new AC/DC, because I got to know how a 73-year-old Brian Johnson sounds, and I got to know what Jordan thinks about it. I'm starting to think this is news.
It might be news.
The headline is definitely not news. Brian Johnson can't believe he is 73. That is not an article, but they went ahead and printed one anyway, and it got us talking. So I'm going to go ahead and call it news.
Stamp
All
it.
right. Yeah, actually, we need something. Yes, you read my mind. We need something like that on the screen. News.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Brian Johnson, 73. Everyone. For those who are not aware, man, he's getting up there. I had no idea he was that old. Wow. Wow.
That's that's the age Lemmy died, right? 73.
Was he 73? I almost feel like he was younger. 73.
I think he was 73 or 72.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. This is got some System of a Down stuff here. System of a Down is not thinking about a new studio album right now. Okay. Maybe hit us up when you are thinking about a new studio album or when you've booked studio time. What is it like? How did this quote even get extracted is what I'm trying to think. Like, why were you talking to System of a Down in the first place? And why isn't that what the article is about? Like, okay. So what did you do you call him every week and go like, hey, are you thinking about an album yet? No? Okay, bye. How did this article exist? How did this come to be? How did this article come to be? Please help me here.
This isn't them making fun of the first time we did this segment. There was a band not thinking about doing an album too. It was like a hair metal band, right?
Yeah.
It was like
yeah.
Rat.
It was Rat or Striper or one of those bands.
Yeah, that maybe they're not. Maybe they're in cahoots.
Oh, so you think it's like a solidarity thing? They're like, no, Striper's not doing music. We're not doing music
right now.
Exactly. Holy shit! So you think these guys are in cahoots with Striper?
Or fucking Blabbermouth really cares about what people aren't doing nowadays.
That seems to be the theme of this whole fucking segment, is that Blabbermouth really cares about what people are not doing. You nailed it, Joe. You nailed the essence of the segment of That Really News. That's it.
Oh, man. What do I win?
You get... shit. Got to have some prizes ready. Well, you want to be the co-host of The Morning After with JP and Big Joe for a few more weeks?
Yeah, dude. If I could, that'd be a great prize.
Sounds good. You got it. You are the man.
Yes.
We have a comment here. With folklore, Coach Lore, Blabbermouth is the TMZ of hard rock. However, they call themselves the CNN of hard rock. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't look too much in there. I do check their Twitter from time to time.
Good Lord. The CNN of hard rock. Wow. Okay, well, one thing about TMZ that I sadly will give them credit for, at least what they post, sometimes it's news, like it's usually very morbid news that no one wants to hear. But I think technically TMZ might be more newsworthy than Blabbermouth. It's tough though. It's neck and neck.
And they sit there and they stand up around their little cubicles, all talking, all casual like.
That's so fake looking. I love that. Oh, we're just hanging out at work, with the very $1,000 light setup and cameras everywhere. Hey, you know what I heard the other day? I heard that what's her name was dining at what's his place, and that's TMZ.
Call TMZ.
Blabbermouth.net is the CNN of heavy metal and hard rock news, reviews, and music featuring the latest news. They said latest news first. Reviews, tour dates, release dates. Reviews.
I've come across their reviews because I'll have it on the right-hand side on the column, and I don't think I've ever clicked one of them because I really wanted to know their opinion on some metal bands that I don't listen to.
They've rated the new Gamma Bomb album called Sea Savage. They gave it an 8. Gamma Bomb, they don't like you, Joe.
I don't think they even remember me.
Yeah, well, they didn't that one night. So that means, in my eyes, that they hate you forever.
No, I see. Probably what would happen, like if they saw me, like they'd be like, I don't know who this big guy is. But if I was next to a case of beer that might be theirs, they're gonna remember that shit, and it's gonna be
"Where's
like,
the guy?"
like, dude, wait a minute, and it's flashback, and
Yeah, for those
so
who don't know,
that's actually
we're referring, of course, to a story in which Big Joe sort of grabbed some beer that was backstage, not knowing who it belonged to. Turns out Gamma Bomb thought it belonged to them.
and I told them it
kind of
belonged to me.
yeah. And Joe just said, "No, it belongs to me," and that sort of set off a little awkwardness, I believe. And then they got on stage and called you guys Fuzz of War. Now that could have been a legitimate mistake, but I remember because in his eyes, you guys are just the opening local band. I imagine he was sort of thinking. But he goes, "Thanks to everybody, Forbidden, and thanks to them, and Fuzz of War." And then a bunch of people in the crowd was like, "Fog! Fog of War!" And he goes, "Fog of War," and then moves on. It was very funny. Fuzz of War is a cute name, though. I like it.
Fuzz of War. I should have drank their beer.
Yeah,
I did. I drank a good amount of it too. I think they watched me go in there like 3 or 4 times and leave with their beer.
Hey, they fucking deserved it, man. Okay.
I know. I deserved it.
They fucking deserved it.
It was normal cheap beer.
Wow. Okay, so we've got let's move on. Let's move on to another news story. We got a couple more. We don't want to spend too much time on this, or else it's just going to sound like a commercial for a website I cannot stand. Here we go. Now, this is interesting. This could be news. This could be news. The Scorpions have a few ideas for a new album title, says Klaus Mein. And we're talking about album titles here, not music or not a tour announcement, not a DVD announcement. No, they have a few ideas for an album title.
I mean, that's a lot of words. How come it just doesn't say yeah?
No, I love the Scorpions. I think anybody that likes hard rock, heavy metal, they have some sort of spot in their heart for the Scorpions. Now I called them the Scorpions, but I think they're technically just Scorpions. But
the Scorpions are cool. They got Mickey D.
Mickey D from King Diamond, now. Of course. Yeah.
And long and good old Motorhead. So yes. honestly, when I saw this, I honestly just zoomed in on Mickey's shirt just to see what he was wearing, and I didn't even see what the headline said. That was news for me.
It's a Scorpions shirt, by the way.
You know, and I was informed. Like, wow, he still wears his own band's T-shirt.
Yeah, Mickey's on the far right, correct? Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, there he is. He's got a Scorpions shirt on. Fuck it, it's free merch.
Who's the very young? His own stuff.
Who's the very young fellow on the far left? He must be like a stunt guitar player or something.
I don't know. He kind of looks like Tyler from Devastator.
Oh, shout out Tyler from Devastator. Bro, did you get a way better job since the last time we talked to you? Are you in the Scorpions now? Fuck. Man, ZH got left behind. Dude from Devastator's in the fucking Scorpions now. And now we have a free to watch TV show every Friday. I like how we called us. I just called us a TV show.
Dude, how come we're not on TV right now?
You know, I know Coach Lore watches us on a TV because you can access YouTube through your smart TV. And boom, TV stars. Right?
I like it. We're TV stars.
TV stars. All right. Just one more. We've got Just one more. Now I'm not sure which one to. I'm not sure which one to select, so I'll go with this one here. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Dominic, help me out here. Help me learn this. Here we go. Watch. Excuse me. Watch ice dancers Una and Gage Brown perform free dance routine to Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters." Now, my mom would have loved this because she loved the song "Nothing Else Matters" by Metallica. Now, this seems more like a human interest story, definitely not news. So I feel like I almost feel like kind of a jerk including it in the segment. What do you think?
I think you bring up a good point because, dude, they're letting you know, like, hey, here's something a little different out of our normal format. Why don't you watch this instead of us? Like, what would happen when two ice skaters dance to Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters"?
Now,
And
of
you
course,
watch
we
it, and
can't.
that's what happened.
Yeah. Now, of course, we can't play the audio to "Nothing Else Matters," or else we'll get a copyright ding. But please feel free to play the music in your head and watch these two. Watch these two ice skaters. Just sort of imagine that "Nothing Else Matters" is playing. And now, if you're not listening to "Nothing Else Matters," this just looks like standard ice skating.
I'd
Yeah.
rather see them ice skate to St. Anger, to be completely honest.
Oh, so you think that they picked the wrong song?
Yeah, they definitely messed up. Like, look, there's no one watching them. No one cares. That's why they got to put it on Blabbermouth.
Hold on, maybe we can share it with sound here because
I don't know
no,
if
we're
I
gonna
can
get
do it.
dinged. Yeah, they're gonna ding me. Can do it, folks. Guys, if you want to check this out, check out I don't know who you'd Una Brown and Gage Brown. Oh, okay, they're both Browns. They're the Browns. Una and Gage. They do a little "Nothing Else Matters." You know what? That is news. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is news because, as you said, it's sort of like a hey, check this out. This is actually a cool thing. So I think for the first time we have news.
That's not news. I'm saying no.
I tried to be nice. Yeah. Is it news? Is it not news? That is why we play the game, folks. I think it might be. Joe thinks it's not. And like I said, that is why we play the game, folks.
It would have been more. It would have been more acceptable if they were thinking about ice skating to "Nothing Else Matters" by Metallica.
Right, considering a title for their ice skating routine. Right. Well, folks, that has been. Is that really news?
Is that really,
news? Yes. Extra credit and a high five to any of our listeners that can identify and name all the realies in that intro. Yes, I've grabbed some. Sorry, Dominique has grabbed several famous realies from movies and television, and someone can identify all the realies. You will win a prize.
Really?
To be decided later. Yes. Well, that was fun. What do you think, Joe? It could be a regular segment on the show. Maybe is that really news?
I dig it. I'm just happy I didn't see anything about Wolfgang Van Halen right now. It seems like they're really trying to sell his opinion on stuff.
I scrolled through about 8 Wolfgang articles looking for material for this week's Is That Really News? And it just seems like they're asking him the same damn questions. Okay, here's what Blabbermouth will do. Okay, they'll interview Wolfgang. They'll grab an interview with Wolfgang. Maybe it's a long interview. They will take one thing that he said and then make an article about it. They'll move on to the next thing that he said and then write an article about it. And then so on and so on and so on, where they've taken one interview and turned it into like 10 articles.
It's because that name is such clickbait right now, I mean,
yeah.
I know I sat there and really watched some Eddie Van Halen. He was doing some sort of interview, And then he got up on stage, and he was a little bit older, and he was like talking about his tapping and stuff. Dude, I was all over it. Like I was super into it, and I don't know, it was Eddie, But
Yeah.
Eddie's son, I don't know. I don't care how your dad's not a good guitar teacher.
I read that article too. That's so. I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up. He said that Eddie didn't really teach him anything, and he was kind of a bad teacher. But I know for a fact that Eddie taught Dweezil Zappa a bunch of stuff because he would come over to Frank's house every once in a while, and Dweezil was such a obsessed with lead guitar when he was a kid. He didn't even want to play like rhythm stuff. He was obsessed with learning like solos and stuff like that. He worshipped Eddie. Eddie even appears on Dweezil's first solo album, which he was like a kid when he released it. So I think that
Sweet.
Eddie Van Halen probably taught more to Dweezil than his own son.
Well, being a dad and being a musician, my kids grew up like the rock and roll life and albums and vinyl and how to handle instruments. Like my kids know it very well, and they're not too impressed by it because they're like, yeah, whatever. Like all their friends will come over and go like, we listen to reggae. Like, what is this? And I was like, oh yeah, my kid's like, it's death metal. This is autopsy, And so like I'll sit there and try to teach my kids stuff, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And I had a friend come over. We were jamming in my kitchen, and he shows Jaden, my youngest son, my 10-year-old, like 3 chords, and Jaden's sitting there strumming along, just 10 minutes worth of work. So, I mean, yeah, Jaden's going to say, like, yeah, my dad never taught me. No, you just don't want to listen to what fucking dad says because you don't think I'm fucking cool.
That could be it. Absolutely.
Like, he's like sitting there, I don't care that my dad is Eddie Van Halen. And then he got old enough to appreciate it. He was like, hey, son, you're not a dick anymore. You want to go on tour? Let's go. You're the bass player now.
Yeah, because it just like as you said, when they grow up in it, probably to them they're like, oh, it's just
completely normal.
It's just guitar, it's just dad. It's just Eddie Van Halen. It's just Big Joe.
Yeah,
but they have a very inside looking out perspective of it, whereas Dweezil Zappa, he might look at Eddie Van Halen and go, holy shit, I wish that guy could teach me guitar.
Yeah.
That's fucking holy shit. But his son, as you said, is probably like, dad, shut up and make potatoes. Make us breakfast potatoes.
Right? That's what I had for breakfast. How'd you know?
Well, because I know you, Joe. That's why I chose it.
My kids call every guitar a bass too. So like there's some things they don't know. They just think everything's a bass.
That's awesome.
I think it is pretty awesome because everyone thinks everything's a guitar. Oh, nice guitar. Yeah, my kid's like, it's a bass. And that
I love that. I love that. Oh my God. Yeah, because you're right. People who don't know any better, they'll look at a bass and go, oh, sick. Look at the big guitar. There's
is it bigger because you're bigger?
Yeah, it just fits each. It's like clothes, you buy it depending on your size.
I had to buy it at the Casual XL store.
Yeah, the big and tall.
Big and tall.
It would suck if you were left-handed. Then you'd have to find a big and tall and left-handed bass. Jesus Christ, do they even make those?
No, not big and tall. I checked.
No, just left-handed though.
Maybe New Balance makes them, but not big and tall.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I like. Do you watch Flight of the Conchords? Do you remember that show?
No.
Well, it's about a singing duo. One plays guitar, one plays bass, and they both sing. It's like acoustic, and they have a manager that knows basically nothing about music, and he calls the bass guitar the dad guitar because it's bigger. It's the dad guitar.
The dad guitar. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Joe, today is the 11th, right? Do I have that right? Today is the 11th.
Yeah.
A week from now, we'll have a show, and that'll be the 18th. But that'll be the last show of the year, because the week after that will be December 25th, Christmas. And folks, we're going to take Christmas off. Okay. It is not, I know we might be able to crank a show out on Christmas. I know, as we spoke about last episode, Joe sort of celebrates his Christmas in January. I celebrate it on Christmas like a regular fella. But we could probably manage doing the show on Christmas, but we're going to take that day off. That way you guys can enjoy your Christmas morning without feeling the need to come hang out with us, because I know how you guys are. Thank you. But take Christmas Day off, folks, because we're going to do it. Joe, you excited about that, having a day off, having a Friday off?
You know what? I just have nowhere else to go.
Well, maybe we'll do the show then. Who knows? I'll just call you that morning and be like, are you doing anything? You busy? All right, fuck it. Let's do a show.
It's like a surprise show that we're kind of warning people about now.
Okay, folks, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. There may or may not be a surprise show on December 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, okay?
Dude.
You heard it from me and Joe.
Called Blabbermouth.
There may be a show.
Is thinking about doing a secret show.
Oh my God. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, they will print that thing. You know what I do want to do, though? Speaking of Blabbermouth, they have a section on the top of their website that says submit news. Now, I would like to see what I can get away with. I would like to submit news to them and see what they print, if any.
Like puddle mud front man thinking about taking a poop.
Well, okay, I think we could even get away with like doing some violation wound news or something like that. Because, you got Chris, you're in violation wound. You got Chris Reifert, who was in Autopsy and Death, for fuck's sake. He's kind of a famous dude in the metal scene. You're in a band with him. We could, and it doesn't have to be fake news. It can be real news. It could be violation wound is thinking about rehearsing again or something like that. And with the legitimate source being you, someone who's actually in the band, I think we could get a news story on Blabbermouth.
And a whole article about how like we're gonna wait for the coronavirus to like actually die off completely, then we're gonna get back together.
Yes. The article will not be too big. It'll be, you don't want, Blabbermouth articles, they don't go too long. It's not long form. It's not artsy-fartsy.
You should submit this 2 different ones, but just change the title.
Okay.
Thinking about cleaning their rehearsal space, and like we said, we're gonna go.
Oh my God, that would be a good one. Thinking about cleaning their rehearsal space. I think every band has had that headline at some point. Who keeps their rehearsal space clean? Actually, my old band really did. I was in a band. I won't say the name. It's because it's embarrassing. But I was in a band, and Jordan, my best friend, was also in that band. Now, Jordan is a neat freak. And he'll admit this. He keeps things very clean. If you've been to his apartment, there's no clutter. And that's the way our jam room was because he was involved. So it's good to have a guy that fucking keeps his shit together, because our band room was like pristine. And then I joined ZH and there was a dildo sticking to the wall.
Oh man, the dildo. Really?
Okay.
Just that was the magic. The rock hard magic came from that dildo.
It was a little floppy. I wouldn't say it was rock hard. It would say my elbow was the suction area. It would bang against the wall, and then it would sort of,
but literally
flutter about in the wind.
That's how big it was. It was as big as your whole arm. Yeah,
it was. Just to
it disappeared one day.
Someone. I would like to get to the bottom of that. I would like to know who took it. I'm not mad. I'm not going to press charges. I'm not going to call the cops or anything. I'm not mad about it. It didn't even belong to me.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
You know what? I'm even past disappointment. I'm past disappointment. I'm more about unfurling the mystery. I want to know who took it. I need to know who.
It had to be Jeremy.
You think Jeremy has it? Jeremy. Did we ask him about that when he was on the show? We
probably did.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Well, I'm going to say Jeremy's clean. I don't think he took it. Because he spoke very openly about it when he was on the show. It'd take a lot of balls to be the culprit and then come on a show and then start talking all that shit about it.
All right. Yeah. I think George has it.
George, the guy who ran the rehearsal space complex.
Yep.
Wow. I'd like to have him on the show, that crazy guy.
George would be a good guest on the show.
He would be a good guest. He's probably got a bunch of crazy stories because George, of course, George, for a long time was the, I don't know, the president, but basically he was the showrunner over there at Oakland Music Complex, which is a 3-story band rehearsal complex. It's got 100 bands in there, and you know, some famous, some not famous. But the point is, he's probably got a billion stories. That's a great idea, Joe. I think one of us needs to reach out to George if he has any time. He's also in a couple sick bands too. Yeah.
What one's King Diamond cover band?
That was sick. I've actually seen them live. Yeah, he was in a band called Grandma. And that was like a
King Diamond live.
I saw him live. Their guitar player, dude named Jameson, super nice guy. One of the guitar players, rather. Is a super nice guy. But I thought it was amazing because he wasn't even familiar with the King Diamond catalog, really, before joining that band. So he, like, learned a bunch of King Diamond songs that he wasn't even really familiar with, and then joined the band. I was like, that's crazy. Like, would you join a tribute band if you weren't, like, already all about that fucking band? It was like a job for him.
Well, I mean, if it was a job, I mean, maybe the guy was that good. I mean, George, you know what? George has amazing reach because if you check out his, like, Down Factor albums and his, what was the other band that he just released From Hell? Mm-hmm. Like, he's got a killer lineup from that. Like,
Sam Smith, right? On guitar?
I'm not remembering who was on the guitar. I remember, Steve Smythe.
I said Sam Smith.
Yeah, no,
that's who I meant.
Character.
That's who I meant, though.
Sam Smith works for the FBI.
Sam Smith is the Dancing with a Stranger guy. Dancing with a Stranger. Anyway.
Steve Smythe, point is Forbidden. He played that show we were talking about where Gamma Bomb wanted to fight me because, you know, I was just hanging out. Yeah, he was in Forbidden. He was on the last Forbidden album.
Steve. I thought we were talking about George. Okay.
No,
okay.
So no. But George was at that show.
Yeah, that was a.
So, but also they had the. What's that?
Yeah, nothing. I just wanted to brag and say I was at that show too. But
you know what? It was the only reason why I was happy to see you guys at the show. That was my last show. My last show. Yeah. I have a picture of that show selling merch. I'm standing next to Sam Zerner and Jason Belden. And it pops up on my memories all the time. For some reason, that's just a very shared photo of mine.
But what a lineup.
10 years ago. I know, selling shirts. You wanted to buy shirts from us.
Man, you got Sam Zerner to sit there and sell shirts for you guys? Or was he just hanging out?
I don't know why he was hanging out. You know, he was just, he was part of the crew. I mean, he's definitely part of the Benicia crew. Sam
is such a lovely guy, but I just don't think he would be bothered selling merch for someone else's band.
He just wouldn't be. I mean, we probably needed his help, or he was drunk. We got him drunk.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Well, folks, as I said, 2 weeks from now, we are not going to have a show on Christmas, but maybe we will. Okay. So it might be a surprise. Do tune in next week. We will be on the air, business as usual, 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Pacific Standard Time, official Pacific Time, all of the times. Thank you for joining us today. Big Joe, have you got anything else you'd like to speak on? Anything you want to plug?
What did you just ask me?
If there's anything you want to plug.
I don't know if I could say that on Twitch TV.
Yeah, okay. You went on a date, didn't you, last week?
I did.
Yeah? Yeah? Is that something you want to talk about? No, you don't. Nothing you want to plug there?
Let's save that for the wellness podcast.
Okay. That's right. Yeah, Joe and I are going to be appearing on another podcast soon. We'll have more details about that when it gets released. Yeah, we're very excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for us. It's been the morning after with JP and Big Joe. I hope you have a happy weekend. I hope you guys are all safe. I hope you guys please stay safe. If just hang out at home and listen to back episodes of The Morning After with JP and Big Joe. You got 19 of them. This is our 20th episode, Joe. 20 weeks we've been doing this.
That's pretty crazy to me. I mean, have you done anything? I've never committed to anything this long before.
No, never. Not once.
Nope.
Not once. But hey, here's to 20 more, and then 20 more, and then 20 more, and who knows? Who knows where we'll fly, Joe? But anyway, enough of my blabbing. Thanks, everyone, to getting us to 20 episodes. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your follows. Thank you for your subscriptions. Now on Twitch, you can now subscribe to us. That's a thing. That's what affiliates do. They get subscriptions. So check us out. That's about all I got to say. So for Big Joe, I'm JP. Thank you 1,000,000%. It's just, I can't fucking thank you enough. That's why it takes me forever to end these episodes, because I don't want to sound, there's so much thanks, and I don't want to sound fake when I do this, but I really, really, really mean it. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for giving me and Joe something to do every Friday. We feel like we have a gig, as Joe put it one time to me. He's like, I'm excited because I feel like I have a gig every week. And honestly, we wouldn't be doing it if there weren't people watching. So thank you so much. Thank you. And we will see you next week. I really appreciate y'all. And I appreciate you, Big Joe.
Hey, I appreciate you too, man.
Pew, pew, pew. Finger guns.
Bang, 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 bang.
Wow. Oh, Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. All right. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.